Hello, so what is up, guys? This is Fade back here as usual. So, in today's video, alright, it's a Genshin related video. So, I'll be talking about, the new character, alright, in Genshin, the limited bundle character, which is actually Baizhu. Alright, so for Genshin version 3.6, I believe, alright, or 7, I actually forgot. So, we actually have Baizhu here. So yeah, there are 4 more days left for Baizu, and we will have new version incoming. So with new other 5 stars. So into this video, what I will be talking mostly about is whether you should pull for Baizu or whether you should just skip him. All right. So Baizu is a 5 star Dendro catalyst. All right, and he's also a limited character in the banner. All right. So here we are. All right. So yeah, as I mentioned, he is a Dendro character. All right. Also comes with his signature weapon, the Jade Fall Splendor. All right. So this is technically him. All right. Nothing too much. All right. So hmm, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, he ascends with max HP. If I'm not mistaken. All right. So this is just a level 80 by Zoo. All right. And equipped with signature weapon. I'm using trial character because I really can't pull for Baizu. I really need to plan properly for the character afterwards in future. So I actually really can't pull Baizu, alright? So yeah, so this is Baizu technically. Alright, so from simple basics, we'll talk about his talents first. Alright. So first we have his attack. All right, everything just seems normal, like nothing much special about it. All right, so it's just for decoration purposes. All right, so for his elemental skill, we have universal diagnosis. All right, so what this thing does is actually you throw out a Gossamer's Pride, which is actually a snake or something. All right, and it returns after performing 3 attacks or there are no opponents nearby. Right, and will return like after return, like you'll regen HP for your whole party member based on Baiju's max HP. Alright. So as you can see, this is level 8 and the scaling is actually not too bad, I will say. Alright. And damage is just normal, nothing special about it. But the healing scaling is actually quite good. 12.8% max HP plus 1445 base. And the cooldown is slightly a bit longer, so you might have to tolerate a bit. But it is good for people who who can actually set up this skill because as said, like it perform 3 attacks before return if there are opponents there. So you can probably cap like let the snake go on first and return when you actually have like HP decreased. Alright. So next we have his elemental burst, alright, holistic revivification. Holistic revivification. Alright. So what he does is creates a shield every 2.5 seconds. Alright. So casting another thing is casting this elemental burst on spot won't create a shield. Alright. You won't create a shield. Alright. So the seamless shield will heal your own active character. Alright. Your own active character, which is the on field character. Alright, based on Baizu's max HP and attack opponents by unleashing Spirit Veins, dealing danger damage under the following circumstances. Alright, so it's not like just brain dead, like what will heal over time regardless of whatever. Baizu's Elemental Burst heals your characters under conditions. Alright, so there are 2 conditions. One of them is when the character is under the protection of a seamless shield and a new seamless shield is regenerated. In short words, when your character have a shield and Baizu creates another seamless shield, which is his elemental burst, you get healed. Right? Another one is when the seamless shield's effect expire or when it is shattered. Right? So under 2 conditions. One is when the shield is expired, or shattered. So expire is quite simple to understand from the first point, which is when you generate a new shield. Right, so that's expired. All right, you get a heal. Or when it is shattered. Right, so technically you can get both of these heals at the same time, like 1 second gap if you time it properly and like the shield shatter properly. All right, so we have a look at the scaling. So the scaling is actually like not too surprised because the shield is actually quite squishy. But the main point of this whole elemental burst is the healing. All right, so as I mentioned, the healing is like when you get a shield or when the shield is broken. All right, so 2.5 seconds, for the first 2.5 seconds of the burst, you probably won't have a heal because you are busily generating shield. So probably someone will use the elemental skill to cover up the 2.5 second gap of the elemental burst. Alright. And the seamless shield healing is actually quite high, like level 8 with 8.32% max HP. So it's actually quite high. So if you go level 9, you can have like 1000 something base, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. And Spirit Vein damage, nothing too special, just off you apply Dendro or something. Alright. And so the whole ulti duration is actually 14 seconds. So you have a 6 second downtime with an energy cost of 80. So running Baizu on the team, you probably might need a Dendro battery like Kole or Traveler or Nahida or something else. Alright. If not, you might have issues cycling his ulti, unless you have his signature weapon. So his signature weapon, like, for 3 seconds after using elemental burst or creating a shield, the equipping character can gain the Primordial Jade regular effect, restore 4.5 energy for 2.5 seconds, right? And gain 0.3% elemental damage bonus for the corresponding elemental type for every 1000 max HP deposits, up to 12%. Right? Primordial Jade Regalia will still take effect even if the equipping character is not on the field. Alright. So for this now, the best in slot is only for Baizu. Alright. Actually nothing else. Alright. Not actually nothing really else can actually fit in this weapon. Alright. If you're talking about means that HP person, perhaps Kokomi, or maybe you are building a tank Yanfei, but I know it's actually not practical, right? So please don't. Only Baizu can fit for now, right? So yeah, that's technically it. So if you have his element, I mean his signature weapon, you can probably cycle upside energy during his elemental burst. Alright. So for his first ascension talent at level 20, so Baizu gains different effect according to the current HP of your current active characters. So when their HP is less than 50%, Baizu gains 30% healing bonus. And when the HP is equal to more than 50%, he gains 25% danger damage bonus. So technically, he is designed to be a healer, alright? Extreme healer, not DPS, alright? And you can also make him an on-field driver because 20% healing bonus is actually not like, it's actually a lot. It's not less. Like, imagine all a circlet that can give you is 35.9. So a 20% is actually a lot, alright? So his second ascension talent at level 60 ascended is All Things Are of the Earth. So characters who are healed by Seamless Shield will gain Year of Verdant Favor effect. Alright, which is like each 1000 max HP that Baizu possesses that does not exceed 50,000 will increase the Burning, Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burgeon reaction damage dealt by these characters by 2%, while the Aggravate and Spread reaction damage dealt by these characters will be increased by 0.8%. Right. So if you multiply this by like 50, so yeah, you can have like up to like 40% aggravate and spread reaction extra damage. So for players who are actually like playing aggravate or spread teams, this actually comes in handy when you want some damage boost. Alright. So his passive talent is when Baizu is in the party, interacting with certain harvestable items will heal current active characters for 2.5% of Baizu's max HP. Alright. So this thing is more to an open world helping. So yeah, your team probably won't die if you have Baizu on the team. Yeah. Alright, so for his constellations, actually for his constellations, I haven't really did much research except for C1 and C2. Alright, so C1 is your elemental skill gets another charge. And C2 is when your own on-field character hits an opponent, Baizu will unleash like Like, why is it again? Yeah, he will unleash the snake. Yeah. Yeah, Baizu will unleash a snake. So the snake will initiate one attack before returning and dealing 250% of Baizu's attack as angel damage and healing for 20% over Universal Diagnosis Ghost Summer Sprite healing, normal healing. Alright, damage dealt this way is considered elemental skill damage and can be triggered once every 5 seconds. So this is like more like an off-field Dendro application. Alright, regardless of what it is, because it says hit an opponent with their attacks. So having a C2 by Zoo is actually like a very total different thing. Alright. Because you don't have to like keep swapping him on field to like press an E and go back off field. So this thing is really good when it comes to apply off field Dendro and also some off field healing. Alright. But can this thing actually produce particles? I'm not so sure yet. Yeah, because I don't have the budget to get it and test it. Yeah. So alright, for 15 seconds, for C3 is elemental burst duration, and duration black. C3 is elemental burst level, and C5 is elemental skill level. Increased by 3 for each, kept at 15. Alright, so C4 is for 15 seconds after using your elemental burst. Baizu will increase all nearby party members' elemental mastery by 80. For C6, it increases the damage dealt by holistic verifications, which is verifications. Spirit Veins by 8% of Baizu's max HP means his elemental burst damage no longer just skills on attack. Right. Additionally, when a snake hits opponents, there is a 100% chance of generating one of elemental burst similar shields. This effect can only be triggered once by every snake. Yeah, so technically having a C6 by Zoo means you can technically have more heals. Yeah, which means your team just won't die. At one point this thing will just keep healing and your whole team just won't die. Combined with the C2 effect here, like it says once by each Ghost Summer Sprite or Ghost Summer Sprite Splice. So technically this yeah, you technically won't die. Yeah. So for artifacts, it's actually pretty simple. Alright, so double set bonus you have tenacity, and for Rukashias, like 20% HP. Or if like you can also go for healing bonus if you don't really want for HP. Alright, so but stacking HP also have advantages. Like as mentioned here, like each 1000 max HP that Baizu possesses that does not exceed 50,000 about this thing. So stacking HP is actually not bad on this thing. Alright, as long as you don't exceed 50,000. Alright, so after 50,000, your HP will probably go to waste. So if you are consider more healing, since the buff you can give has already hit its limit at 50,000. Alright, so what you can do is you can give a healing bonus circuit. So for your information, they're actually running a healing bonus circuit. You can see 35.9. So they aren't actually running triple HP. They are running double HP probably with yeah. Is it? Honestly, I don't think they're running double HP, is it? Let me check. I think they're running double HP, but their ER is oh wait, no, they are running ER. They are running ER sense because the weapon is also HP. Right. I have a feeling they're running ER, but it's fine. So here are some how examples of how Baizu works. So his normal attacks are just normal. Yeah, just 4 times, nothing special. So this is his charge attack. Heal Dendro maybe. And here's his elemental skill. Yeah, so after bouncing 3 times, it comes back and heals your whole team. Alright.
羽线难画，该垫一垫了。嘿，
Alright, so cast his burst.
苦尽甘来，良药苦口。
Alright, so as you can see, every time the shield is shattered, like I get healed. Alright, like this. So the shield is actually quite fragile.
得治治。
Yeah, and the duration is actually pretty short.
快点投降，出师成景。
须知息怒，
别逃哟。苏苏们，
且尝苦尽甘来，是药三分毒。
Right. So that's technically how Baizhu actually works. Right.
得治治。
So that's how his elemental skill actually is. So if there are no opponents nearby, you will just fly out and fly back. Yeah. Right. So now to the most important question. All right. So what kind of people should pull Baizu, and what kind of people shouldn't pull for Baizu? All right. So right, for your information, this video is just for references only. All right. If you're interested in this character and you really like it, just pull it. I won't stop you. Go ahead. All right. And if you really have other plans, you can also like follow your plans. All right. This video is just for recommendations and some yeah. All right. Fuck it. All right. So Baizu is, as I mentioned, he's kind of like a off-field support, and sometimes you may let him on field. All right. So what can you like? His teams are mostly like restricted to two kinds of teams. All right. So due to his capability of applying Dendro off field, he can probably play aggravate and spread sometimes. All right. So aggravate, I believe there are a lot of like rumors saying Sino. Alright, I mean, yeah, he kind of fits Sino, but the issue is Sino's elemental burst is still kind of the longest elemental burst in the whole game. Alright, up to like 18 seconds. Alright, but his elemental burst is only like 14 seconds. Alright. Yeah, as you can see, it's just 14 seconds. Alright, some of you might think of the quicken state might exist for more than 4 seconds. Okay, let's just assume that it exists for 4 seconds. Alright, yeah, it does exist for 4 seconds. And what can you do like after that? Like, what if you can't cycle like Baizu's elemental burst? Like, what happens if you can't cycle it? So this technically means that you are not going to have Dendro application unless you're running another Dendro character on on the team. Alright, so that can actually help you charge Baizu up. Alright, so let's just make an example, right? Alright, so alright. So let's just say I'll assume this is Baizu, all right, and then I'll assume this is I know. Wait, where's that thing? Okay, I'll assume this is Sino. Alright. And you're probably running Nahida or probably Traveler to charge the ER up. Alright. And for Sino, I believe everyone, literally everyone knows what his downside of his elemental burst is. The fucking long duration of on field. Alright. And for the minimum of DPS loss, and you probably don't want any interruptions, alright? So having no interruption means what? You probably need a shield character. Why would you need a shield like other Zhongli? People will probably say you already have a Baizhu, dude. You already have a Baizhu on your team. He creates shield. Why would you need another shield character? Alright. So for your information, Baizu's shield is actually squishy, not squishy, fragile, and so crisp like crispy potato chips. Alright. So his shield is technically just a decoration, all right? The main purpose of the existence of the shield is to break and give you more heals, all right? So technically, you have to have another shield on Sino team unless you are so pro that you can literally dodge every hit of enemies, all right? So you won't get interrupted. Then you can probably run another electro battery like Fischl or Beidou. No, fuck it, never mind. Unless you're like mine, I'm second ER Beidou. And if not, you're running a official probably. Alright? You're probably running a official for like ER purposes for Simon. Alright? Because like both their elemental bursts are like
走吧，
technically
时间紧迫。
just yeah, both of them are technically like ER monsters. Both of them are 80. So there's no way you're just going to like full stack Like just like not running battery and expect them to like cover their energy up, right? Unless you have really really good ER stats, like ER substats, like you can kind of balance it. If not, for most people, I believe like they probably won't care too much about ER. All they care is about crit damage on Sino. And for Baizu, it's probably HP percent and healing bonus. All right, everything is just HP. All right, so perhaps you can stack ER on Baizu, but at what cost? Like you still have to run another battery for him. All right, so that's the typical issue. All right, so for people who are actually like playing like Sino, so you might actually need to like beware about this issue. All right, like ER issue, a huge ER issue, and also interruptance issues. All right, so besides just traditional aggravate and spread damage based teams, all right, I also found out a really interesting team on my friend's account. All right, he has Badu. He borrowed me for a while, and after played, I actually found it quite interesting. So I assume this is by Zoo. All right, then I can probably run Xingqiu. All right, and then I can run if you have a Nilo, you can put a Nilo for more bloom damage. All right, so I don't have a Nilo. I just assume this is a Nilo. This is a Nilo, yeah. And now I just put this. All right.
此乃命运。
So what this team actually does is it's a single target bloom. Alright, I found it pretty fun playing against. Alright, because the amount of blooms you can trigger with this team when you have a Nilo inside is even more ridiculous. Alright, this team is actually not too bad when you're fighting against bosses. Alright, their DPS is actually pretty insane because the bloom seeds just keep blooming non-stop. Alright. And for you looking here, you might think that there are no healers. Okay, Baizu himself is a healer. Sorry, I don't have a Baizu. You have to like keep brain mapping it. All right. So back to the question is, what kind of people should actually pull for Baizu? All right. If you like the character's aesthetics, you want to pull it, just go ahead. I won't stop you. All right. My opinions on Baizu are actually, if you can skip it, just skip it. All right, because like they are going to be the next banner is actually better than what I expected. It's going to be Yoimiya and Yaimiko. All right, so Yoimiya, all right,
一起去玩吧。
Pyro on field DPS. All right, my girl. All right, she's my girl. Okay, so for next thing is Yoimiya is actually a free to play kind of free to play friendly DPS. All right, regardless of what like even of garbage artifacts you like you give, like of course mine is actually like built to perfection already. All right, but I did a run with garbage artifacts and substats. All right, for Shiminawa with Rust. All right, everything like yeah, everything like this, and I still managed to one rotation the Golden Wolf Lord in open world. So it's still kind of considered very good. All right, of course, people toxic people will start comparing her with Hu Tao. All right, but it's two different things. All right, it's legit two different things and two different concepts. All right, so for next banner we are going to have Yoi Mia and Yai Miko. I don't have a Yai Miko, sorry. All right, so we are going to have Yoi Mia and Yai Miko, and yeah, so the banner will be more worth it if you are investing for a better team. Okay, not to mention that the amount of pyro DPSs in this team is no in this game is actually ridiculous because all you have from standard banner is a Diluc, alright, and what you have from a limited banner is actually a Hu Tao and a Yoimiya. Alright, so what are we gonna do when you don't have these two? You are only forced to use Diluc or you are forced to use something else. Alright, you might use Kaching, you might use Ayaka, or you can just use like literally anything else. Okay, so but pyro is still one of the best elements regardless of what it ever it is because it can proc like no, it can react with literally every element. So yeah, why not just pyro? All right, so for those who don't have a Hu Tao or You hate using Dilo, you can probably just pull for your Mia and save up next banner. Alright, as mentioned, Baizu, you can pull him, but it's not necessary. Alright, it's really really not necessary. As I have too much Dendra characters. As you can see, I have one, two, three, four, uh, five, six, or I have literally six Dendro characters. I don't think I need another Dendro character off field. I literally have Nahida. Alright. And I literally have Dendro Traveler. And I literally have Collie. I literally have Yao Yao. So I don't think I need another off field Dendro character, alright. So another one is Ganyu, I believe. So Ganyu, so a lot of people like has seen not like Ganyu not really being popular in this Abyss rotation, alright, like Abyss showcase. So she hasn't really been popping out during these few rotations because these few rotations are actually full of dog shit. They are just trying to buff Dendro non-stop. This is why I actually hate them, because once you don't have a Dendro character like Nahida or something, you probably won't get to pass this Abyss. Alright. So Ganyu, in my personal opinion, is still better. Alright, for people who just newly joined this game, you might probably wonder Baizhu or Ganyu. I would say Ganyu definitely. Okay, simple reasons. Ganyu is easier to like build up. Okay, you don't really need high requirements to actually buffer up. Alright, all you need is probably like the free, yeah, the free weapon, yeah, prototype crescent from you. This is craftable. All right, craftable, just getting bow billets. Or if you don't want to get any, like if you want to save bow billets, you can you can you can probably find alternate options, I guess. Yeah. If you don't want to craft this, you can just try to gacha and find Amos bow. I won't stop you. All right. So okay, first things first, she's her weapons are actually really wide. Her weapon pools are wide and universal. All right, and her field, her role on the team can actually tilt around, like not just restricted to on field DPS. She can be a support, she can be a sub DPS. All right, support as in her elemental burst with her ascension talent actually gives you like crowd damage bonus when her elemental burst is activated. All right. So as on-field character, she is really good as an on-field DPS and on open world. Alright, regardless of open world or in the abyss, it's still really really good. Alright, and for artifacts, it's actually pretty simple. Alright, so for people who don't have the capability to farm that dog shit domain in a place called Dragon Spine, alright, I bet a lot of people hate that domain if you don't have a banner or something, but it's fine. You can farm other 5-star domains that you are capable of, and you can come to the alchemy table, and all you need to do is open this category and go to the artifact strongbox blizzard strayer, and all you need to do is do something like me, all right, and you do mystic offering, and boom, done, you get a piece. All right, so this is how it technically works, but 5-star artifacts here are technically RNG, so you might probably need to farm quite some time for you to get the dedicated piece you want. All right, and also the substats are kind of RNG, to be honest. Yeah, so it's some technically something like this. So as you can see, it's kind of RNG. So like it won't say like, oh, I have that part of the piece, I want that, or I want this. So it's technically RNG. All right, everything here is actually RNG. All right, so as you can see here is HP percent. This is definitely not something a DPS will want. All right, so yeah, sometimes you get other elemental damage bonus goblets. So yeah, sometimes you get something like this, which isn't technically not something you wanted. All right. So yeah. So but a good thing for this is players who are not like capable of farming high level like artifact domains, you can probably come here and like strongbox exchange this. They are, because they are like more simple domains like Viridescent Venerer. Alright, so this artifact is actually more simple to farm compared to the Dragon Spine one. Alright, there are also a bullshit domain called Crimson Witch of Flames. Alright, that domain is actually a fucking burden because The only Hydro character you get in the other game is probably Barbara. Alright. So yeah, whatever. Alright, I'm getting too far from the from the main point. Alright, so Ganyu, alright. So as I said, her artifacts are actually not too hard, or it's actually viable besides having Blizzard Strayer. Alright, because by using Blizzard Strayer, um you are technically restricted to using only freeze teams. Alright. So another good set about for Ganyu is Wanderer's Troop. Alright, for Wanderer's Troop it's good, alright, because wait, let me find let me find. I actually can't yeah. So this one, alright, this one is a so 4 piece wanderers is like for 2 piece it increases em by 80, all right, and 4 piece it increases charge attack damage by 35% if the character uses a catalyst or a bow. All right, so Ganyu is a bow character. All right, she can definitely receive the buff on this. All right, and for a 2 piece a lot of people might be thinking like elemental mastery freeze probably won't use this. All right, yeah, true, freeze probably won't use this, but for cryo elemental reaction there is another path reaction called melt. All right, so it's common when you hear the people say the word melt Ganyu. All right, it means Ganyu is playing melt instead of like freeze. All right, so this piece is like this set is actually not bad if you want to play melt Ganyu. But of course, the first things first is you need to have a good setup for melt. Like you need a Bennett, you need a Xiangling. All right, as usual. For freeze teams, it will be relatively cheaper. All right. So by cheaper, I mean you can like you can have a hydro application. Like where's Mona? Yeah, if you have a Mona, where's the yeah, if you have a Mona, you can put a Mona, of course. All right, or you can put Ayato if you don't mind the ER problem. All right, or if you have a Kokumi, you can put a Kokumi. All right, or you can put a Barbara, but you need to stay close to the enemy. All right, and for freeze teams, you also need someone who can actually gather up. All right, you need someone to gather up the enemies. You need a Kazuha, Venti, or you can use a Sucrose too. Sucrose works well too. All right, and you need another cryo character to charge up Ganyu's elemental burst. All right, so for most of the time we prefer Diona. All right, or unless you have some other options, because Diona is like she can provide a shield, she can provide a heal. All right, and at her C6 she can provide 200 EM when your current character HP is above 50%. All right, so overall this is really really good. All
如
right,
果想有利于月明胜的话，
so
我有一些不错的。
for people who are still lacking cryo DPS, like for example, you don't have a Ayaka. I mean, of course, Ayaka overall is slightly better than Ganyu, alright, due to her kit different and higher mobility. Alright, but for those who don't like Ayaka, you hate Ayaka, and you don't like Ayaka's playstyle, and you just want big numbers and big skillings, yeah, you can just pull for Ganyu. Alright, and those who are lacking cryo DPS, you can also pull for Ganyu as I still don't know when the hell are they going to rerun Ayaka, because I have Ayaka PTSD from the past banners where they have issues and they just extended Ayaka's banner until like the end of the year. No, end of Earth actually. Yeah. So this is how technically it is. Alright. So yeah. That's technically all I wanna say for this video. Alright. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching all the way here. Alright, so that's all I wanna say about this video, and thank you very much for watching. Alright, so I will see you in my next video, probably version 3.7, where Yoimiya and Yaemiko is coming. Yeah, then I'll make a video again about Yoimiya, my girl, and also Yaemiko. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Peace.